Hi guys, it's Mary. Welcome back to another Wasted Away in GlitzyFritzyVILLE, where we try not to waste our makeup and we try to at least pan something, at least use up one thing. If you want to see what makeup is coming in to take the place of the things that we used last month, and you want to know after spending a month with those items what I think of them now and what I used up, then just keep watching. The eye primer that I used all month long was this Prime It Boost It from Lancome. I really found using this consistently that it doesn't matter what kind of shadow you put over it. It does very well. I do still like my Sigma stick better in Ignite, and the reason is because my eyes are dark. I think I am going to go ahead and put this up even though I am enjoying using it because I want to spend a month with this before I open a new eyeshadow primer stick from Sigma. And I think that might tell me because this has been compared to the one Milani at the drugstore. So in essence, what I'm doing is I'm finding out if I like this better than Milani or this. Right. On to eyeshadow. All right, yeah, you know I'm going to pull mine in, but it's funny, from last month, what I said I was going to do, and it was not a lie, because at the time, my palettes hadn't been in my hands yet as actual palettes. So what I said I was doing last month was using Sydney Gray singles. Okay, I was really testing my palette for release, okay? But it was the finished version in singles. Okay, so this is the Blessed palette before it got put into its actual palette. So technically, they were still Sydney Gray singles. You couldn't buy them, but you know, here they are right here. I just wanted a solid month of playing with them, you know, doing all kinds of looks and stuff with them before it was released. That was how I got by with doing that. This month, I'm going to use these because I want to do some more looks. And I want to show you, because I told you, I also created my palette to go with Mel's palette. I want to do the two of them together. I think because I've not used the dark palette on camera, that I'll use the dark palette today. So go get your GlitzyFritzyVILLE joy set. I'm going to take my E25 and I'm going to come into my Savior in the dark palette, which is a perfect crease color for my Savior in the light palette. I want to tell you guys how much I have appreciated all of the people who have bought it, all of the people who have showed looks with it. And while I'm doing this, because it's nothing special, nothing near as good as what you guys have been doing, I'm going to put pictures that you guys have sent to me while I'm doing this very minimal look. Those people who have accounts, I will link those to Instagram, and I will also link below videos that have been done that pictures weren't sent, but there were videos done showing a look. All right, so after that, I do my eyeliner. And this past month, I was so happy because I brought back in my Give liners. I've not got a part with the black. I always put black in my tight line, so I'm gonna do that right now. But I've had a good eyeliner month. And all I do is just take this creamy eyeliner and run it up into my tight line. See, it just makes my lash line look thicker, darker, and it doesn't hurt at all because this eyeliner is so darn creamy. But I am willing to put these two up for a little bit. This one here is in Actin Shady. It's gray, and this one here is by Sephora, and it is Tiramisu. It is an exact dupe for the Give Beauty in Subtle Brown. Let's wait till you see what I'm bringing in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm bringing in five eyeliners, in addition to this one here in Spiderwebs. Because I'm using mine and Mel's palette, I want to be fun and creative and match some colorful eyeliners. But for today, I think I'm just going to take Coconut on the bottom here. put that in there. Now I'm going to do mascara. These here, I feel like they're still a little more, even though they are brinking right at that 3-month-old mark. I'm still going to use them because there's still good mascara in these. And that would be the Milani, highly rated, but it is slowing down. Okay, so I want to get every last drop out of this. So this is staying until it's completely gone. And my Lancome Definicils, just in case either one of those starts flaking or I run out, I'm going to bring in one of my most treasured favorite mascaras because I refuse to let this sit in the drawer too long. This was bought at Christmas time. We're now almost 7 months into holding this in a drawer, not willing to go there. So this is Calories, come hell or high water. I will be using this. But today, we're going to go ahead and do this one. The truth is, if there's a tubing mascara in the mascara cup, other mascaras really don't stand much of a chance because it is my favorite. I pulled this in because I thought I was going to go through this. And look how much I still have. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to put this back and just have this so that hopefully I'll go through it this month, because I certainly didn't go through it last month. But this being in here doesn't mean that we're not still going to use this not every day, but sometimes. If I like smear this together too much in the front, I will come in with this pen still, the NYX one. Now I do find that I have to be very careful when I pull that out of there. I guess because it's so old now. See, it's starting to drip right there. I should probably just get rid of this. But if it's dripping, then there's more, right? So I just have to wipe that off if I'm going to use it. But I'm going to go ahead and keep it in here with this. And I'm going to bring this back in. Because guys, twice I've cheated now and got in the drawer when I was trying to do my brows really quick and got this Essence Make Me Brow. It's an ash brown also. What I like to do is bring this where there's actual hair and then take my Lancome pencil and fill in everything else. And then if I goof up with this, I try to stroke in a few hairs. What's leaving is this new product by Grande, and it came with this little brush. I did, over the month, get used to this angle, this bend on this brush. But you can see that I've used quite a bit of this stuff. All I do is go like that in there, get it all over the brush, and then I come up here and kind of wipe it off and bring it through the brow and then take this, and it does a really good job. I really like this product. I don't know that it did anything like make my brow hairs thicker. It made them look thicker for sure and definitely laminated them. But I don't know, that it helped them grow, which of course is what Grande is so known for. But maybe if I'd have kept using it, because I think it took 6 weeks the first time I used the Grande brow for me to notice, that yeah, that's definitely doing something in a month, isn't 6 weeks. So maybe if I kept going, I would notice something. But it is a really good brow laminate. I really liked using this. This is coming back in. I love this the most because it is not thick. This is not a thick concealer. And then I just go like that. The only thing that ever came close was a Brighten pen from e.l.f. that they don't have anymore. They have a concealer pen, but it's just not like this. And also tapping that then kind of blends out the top of my eyeshadow a little better. So this is coming back into the box again, and this is getting put up. I used this for 2 months solid. I still kind of after 2 months wish that they would have left it just the matte. I'm definitely using more of the pink linen side. I'm going to put this up for right now. The reason is because they just can't compete with what the YSL can do for me, but also it's a sharpening problem. Benefit, if you're listening to me, can you please include a jumbo sharpener with this? The one I got from Sally Beauty, and it is kind of chewing it up. I'm going to put a little bit right there. I think for what you're charging for this pencil, you should include a jumbo sharpener in, because that's what you need. You need a jumbo sharpener with this. The next step for me is to prime my face. None of these got used up, even though quite a bit of this is gone, is the L'Oreal Prime Lab. It's the 24-hour matte setting primer. After spending a month with this, I think that I don't need to buy Lancome's Prep and Matte anymore. This is a dupe for it. This is the Charlotte Flawless Filter. Thought I was going to use this up, and I might have, because I used this on the outside of my face. And I probably might have if I hadn't also had this in here. They do the same thing. Here is Clarins SOS. See how luminous that is. And then Charlotte. See how they both did the same thing. So these three are going back in the drawer. I'm bringing in 2 primers, and both of them are from the drugstore. One of my all-time favorites, CoverGirl Ageless. It's got niacinamide in it. It really could be considered a skincare moisturizer. This is Hello Good Stuff. It's got some good ingredients in it. We're going to use the CoverGirl today because it's the oldest. I'm just going to put that all over my face, and it just feels so good. The foundations that are leaving the box are the Sephora Best Skin Ever and the Lancome, the new formulation of their Tint Adult Ultra. I've used this long enough now that I'm going to tell you that I think that Care and Glow actually grabbed my heart. I don't think it's different than the one that preceded it, but the one that preceded it used to be my summer foundation, and it just seemed like it was more dry to me under my powder than the one that preceded it. But I found that during the winter using Care and Glow like I did, that I actually prefer Care and Glow. So this probably might be my last bottle of this, and I'll just purchase Care and Glow from now on from Lancome. But I mean, it's nice. This every day, I was not disappointed when I wore this. I think it's beautiful. It rivals a high-end foundation. You know, I told you, foundation is something I think you should splurge on. For some people, this still is a splurge, but it's not as high priced as this. And Sephora does tend to put their own collection on a 10% higher sale than everything else during their sale days. So you might want to pick this up sometime. It's quite a bit thicker than this, but I think that the finish looks just as good. What I'm going to bring in to replace those foundations is I'm going to go ahead and spend a month with this one. This is Revlon's Illuminance. And also, I haven't used this in quite some time, but in the summertime is when I can usually pull off powder foundations more. I'm going to pull this back out, see if we can't get this to a point where I'll feel like, hey, I kind of feel like, hey, I got my use out of it. But it comes with a mirror. It comes with a little sponge to go with it. But I tend to like to use a brush. So just put this all over my face. Somebody told me in comments one day that I was putting on foundation wrong. Because you don't start from the center of your face. I will if I want to. Powder. We're not pulling in a loose powder this time. I like the Maybelline Fit Me powder. So we don't have a loose powder this month. I just spent a month with one. Yes, I used it up. I'm both happy and sad. We'll get to that at the end when we talk about those products, but let's just say it was my all-time favorite powder. But one powder that is leaving and something else coming in its place. This is Laura's newest powder. It's called the Real Flawless Luminous Perfecting Pressed Powder. This I would classify as a dumbed down Hourglass Ambient powder. I'll show you and you'll see what I mean. So I'm going to come in here. Okay, so you see that slight luminosity now that I have to my nose. Not quite as much as Hourglass. It's kind of just like a luminous, kind of a blurring situation. I like her loose blurring powder. That's one of my favorite powders. I'd rather use Hourglass, so that's not going to get a big thumbs up from me. It's okay. I'm also going to bring back in Hourglass Ambient powder. This one is Mood Exposure. I'm going to do what I always do with it and take it out here down the middle. Now that I have powder all over my face, let's bring in some creams. I'm going to bring this NYX stick in, primarily bringing this in for my nose. When you contour, people tell you to come up here and go straight down, but for me, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, what you're trying to do is slim down your nose. Well, my nose is already slim up there. And when I put on my glasses, you can't see it anyway. So I like to just come here on my nose, and then I do this. And that's just going to kind of shorten it a little bit. And then I'm going to take this and widen the bridge a little bit with the highlight. I'm so happy I did that because now I just lifted the powder and this aren't going together so good because I should have done that before powder, but oh well. So we're just going to ignore I did that. The workhorse bronzer that I'm bringing in is my Charlotte Tilbury. Susan bought this for me. Isn't that beautiful? The one that I had was one that Mel bought me, and I didn't want to use it up. So Susan gave me this in its place. It's the same thing, it's just a different packaging. And oh my goodness, I just love this so much. So I'm going to bronze up my face a little bit. The bronzer that's leaving is this. You could visibly see all the writing on it at the beginning of the month. You can see that I've used it quite a bit. The writing is starting to fade on it now. I think Too Faced does a pretty good bronzer. You know what? We skipped right over concealers, didn't we? I didn't use a concealer today. Maybe to some of your disappointments, I'm keeping my concealer situation the same thing. I've almost at this point narrowed down to this is my favorite concealer. On days when I'm really dark under my eyes, I just take my Spectrum corrector from Sigma and I put that on, then I put this on. I think this is our 9th wasted box now together, and this one is still in here, although I'm not having to use it as much because that spot is almost gone. We're not going to use up the blush this month either. We didn't use it up last month, but we did make a dent. The blushes that I had in here last month were these. Sigma's Cream Blush. The Sigma formulation for their cream blush is Chef's Kiss. This is in Corta Rosa. Corta Rosa is one of my most favorite shades. And this cream blush is fantastic. The cream products work very well with the sunscreen. And then when I have to reapply in 2 hours, it's not like I've made a big mess and I can just gently tap on a little more. And then this Pat McGrath. Today I just opened it right up, but I have a hard time opening this blush for some reason. This one's in Divine Rose. Very luxe. And I don't know if you can tell, but I have moved a little of the rose away. Not a lot, but it is softened, and I've used the heck out of it. The reason I never used it is because I didn't want the rose to go away. But it's wearing off evenly. I like this blush, but I wouldn't repurchase it because I spend too much time going, how do I open this again? All you do is push that, but for some reason, I can't do it very well. I think if you have severe arthritis, this is not the blush for you. Coming in to take those two places is, 3 blushes. So the cream blush is this one. I want to spend more time with this Tower blush that I bought. Isn't that gorgeous? That will be so pretty with my sunscreen. And then the other two are powder blushes, and they're both more luminous, but there's this Essence Pure Nude Baked Blush. Actually, I think they're both baked. This one is in 03 Goldie Cassis. I want to use these products that I was just talking about again. And I'm pulling in my Laura Geller. This is in Starfish Island. How pretty is that? Ooh, and it's just a little darker. I might even be able to double blush. And I'm just going to come in here and tap. Woo! I already put Hourglass on my cheeks, so I'm really luminous today. Huh. Going back in the drawer and not being replaced with another highlighter is my Benefit cookie. This is extraordinarily beautiful. But if I'm pulling in a luminous powder, I'm not going to have a highlighter. That's just going to happen from now on. But oh, look, it's so beautiful. And you just need the tiniest bit. There's probably enough residual. There we go. Look at that. Now I'm going to set my face, everything I've done so far. And for the month, I was using the all-nighter. It's okay, but for that kind of money, we're going to bring Charlotte back in here. I'm going to open up this new Charlotte Tilbury. Nothing for me competes with this. This is a good setting spray. It's just not as good as this for me. So here we go. I can actually use this as a primer too if I want to. I think the only thing left to switch out is lipsticks. This past month, what I've been using all month long are the Wayne Goss lip liners. This one is in mauve, and this is Natural Berry. I think it's called Natural Berry. I can't read it anymore because I've used enough of it that it is gone. It's a drier lip liner. It really keeps the lipstick in, I think, like Laura Mercier, like Lancome's. The more drier formula helps to hold in a creamy lipstick. For that, they work very well. They're not my favorite lip liner, but I do like them, and they're going back in the drawer. The lipsticks I used all month were the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude. This one right here is Jennifer. In case you've ever wanted to see them separately, the more pinky one is Avriel. But I know I keep bringing BK Beauty in here, but I just really love BK Beauty's lip liners. I'm also bringing in, don't laugh at me, I keep dreaming of this lipstick from Essence. Really? And I've got my Dior out here to show you this, okay? So here is the Essence one. I'm going to put that, oh, that's so creamy. I love this lipstick. Here's my Dior. Now, they're not the same shade, but I want to show you. This one here is the Essence, and that's the Dior. What is it, $4? I mean, I thought about bringing this one in here, but the truth is that I've been thinking about that Essence lipstick the whole month. I've been thinking about that silly Essence cheap packaged lipstick the whole month when I've had really nice lipstick in here. So, and I want to use one of the BK Beauties, so we're going to focus on Grace this month. I know it goes good with Sweet Pea, but how will it look if I put a darker lip liner on? So this is Warm Spice. You see, it's got this slant on it. So even though like normally I will match my lip liner to my lipstick because I don't like that really dark on the outside. But I think if I'm going to pull this off, it would be this liner. Because of the tip, I'm able to get more. So when I put lipstick on, it's not such a drastic line. Now I'm going to put Grace on. So Warm Spice is just a little darker, but because of the way it applies, I can put a lighter lipstick on the inside of my mouth and not feel like I look like that look that I don't like. Some ladies can really carry that off. And then some, you can just really see it. And Shy Guy will go, what is wrong with her mouth? I'm like, honey, she just has a darker lip liner on than her lipstick, okay? It's just a thing. Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. Right, so there we go. I'm going to do my hair. And then we'll scooch back and talk about all this stuff that I used up from last month's basket. Let's get the boring stuff out of the way. I mean, not that mascara is boring, but come on. Some of this is just being tossed out because it's too old. This is a ridiculous amount of mascara to have open at one time. You shouldn't use your mascara for longer than 3 months, although if it's an exceptional mascara, I've been known to do it. Shh, don't tell anyone. We'll go through first the ones that I actually used them. There's just really not enough in them now to get a good lash. My Sills Booster, which looks nasty. This went for months and months, and there's just not enough in this anymore. It's time to go bye-bye. Yes, I will repurchase this. I love this. Then we have the Sky High. So I won't purchase this because I don't think you need both of these. I don't think that this mascara or any other was really helped that much by this primer. This primer is kind of like the Estee Lauder in that the primer is black. Probably my favorite Maybelline mascara is Sky High. I would definitely buy this again. I love it. It's one of my favorite mascaras, period. Here's another one. I'm not going to throw this away though. I keep it in here, but I take this wand out and I dip it down in other mascaras and use it for the back side of my lashes, but it is empty. I'm only using the brush. I did use up the telescopic lift. I got used to this brush over time. I probably won't buy this again, but it's not because it's not a good mascara. It's just because there's this overwhelming stuff going around this mascara that I never wanted to use it on camera because of that. But the original telescopic lift is still as good. Possibly I will get that one instead, but yeah, this did its job. Okay, this is the actual roller lash by Benefit, and this is e.l.f.'s version. It's called Lash and Roll. This is the first e.l.f. mascara that I've ever liked. I mean, e.l.f.'s got some really good products that I like, but the mascaras aren't one of them. Of course, it was meant to dupe this one. And I think that it does a decent enough job of doing that, but I do feel that the brush on this one is just a little bit better. It should be for what they're charging. You know, I could probably get some more uses out of this mascara, both of these, but they are old now, so there's other mascaras I'm using. I'm going to focus on those, so I'm going to get rid of them. I mean, Roller Lash is okay. It's not my favorite, so I probably won't pick up either one again. But if you like this, you might like this. Pacifica sent these to me. These are glass. It's a nice, heavy, substantial tube. A vegan collagen lash serum. I didn't think that it really made this bigger, but it has collagen in it, so it might be good for your lashes. I really thought this was going to be a huge disappointment. It actually wasn't. It doesn't give me the lash that I love, like from my tubing mascaras, but it's certainly not a horrible lash. If you don't like that huge big lash, you might like these. It's kind of a wet formula, so it'll take it a little bit to set down, but it doesn't smear everywhere like I thought it was going to, so they're not bad. I probably won't buy them though. It's just not my kind of mascara, but it's not a bad mascara. I've had a lot worse. Two from Lancome and Laura Mercier. These used to be my favorite mascaras. Lancome Hypnose Drama, Monsieur Big, and now both of these have been replaced for me with the Lash Idole. That's the one that I'll buy from now on. But these all three, I think I just had them all too long because these are excellent mascaras. They all three got flaky fast. One of you told me to put eye drops in them, and I did, and that it did extend their life out for a little bit, but ultimately they were just flaking off. And so I think because I know these mascaras are great, they were just too old. And for that reason, I won't be storing up a bunch of mascara anymore. After I get through all the mascara in the drawer, I intend to only have like a couple because this is ridiculous. These are like $30 a tube mascaras. Hypnose Drama and Monster Big. If I were going to rate one of these right under the Lash Doll, probably it would be Hypnose Drama. I do think that Hypnose Drama lasts longer than Monster Big, but Monster Big gives me a better lash than Hypnose Drama. And then this one here from Laura Mercier, the Caviar Volume. Perfect. Love this mascara, but like I said, it's done. It's just flaking too badly. And they're all old. They're all like 3 months old because I had so many mascaras open. I didn't get to use them like I should. I finished up my MAC Prep and Prime. It's a lip primer. Not so much into lip primers anymore, so I won't rebuy that. But if you are, that's a good one. I used up this ColourPop, which doesn't show on the inside. I think they painted it or something. This Lip Dreams, I think. I don't know what this was called. Oh, you can see some clear on this side. I really enjoyed using this. I thought it felt good on my mouth and the color was perfect for me. I mean, I have a lot of lip products, but if I wanted one that was inexpensive and good, I might buy another ColourPop. Dun da da, dun da da. Yep. I finally finished up my YSL Touche Éclat Soufflé powder, and look what I had to do to the top to get the rest of it out. I don't know why I couldn't take that out of there, but I had to go get a knife and actually cut it to get the rest out. You can't buy this anymore. It's discontinued. Of all the powders I had, I loved this one the most. It had the same kind of properties as a few others I have, but it was pink. It was a pink powder. I don't even know how long I've had this, but there are other pink powders out now, so I look forward to trying those. This is the part where you tell me what you used up. And you know, even if it's just one thing, you used it up. That's what counts. So let me know what that is, and I'm going to let you know that you're the best part of the Fritzy family. Yes, you are. And if you're not having a blessed day, the way you can feel better, go get you one, is to go be a blessing to somebody else. And until next time, love you, see ya, bye. And I'm out.
Using it consistently. Sure, I mean, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna have to do this, like, as part of, hello, Peter, you dumb butt. I'm gonna put those up, but, Peter. And this will be like, leave it to me, not leave it to Beaver. Leave it to Fritzy. Leave it to Fritz. Fritzy! Stroke me, stroke me. I got a cramp. I got a cramp. Stroke me, stroke me. It's a Charlie horse. It's a Charlie horse. Ah! Anything like make my brow hairs get my brow. That good of a job of sharpening it. I like hit my nose. Do you see that? Boinka, boinka, boinka. I'll reserve my opinion. I don't want to say anything at the very beginning because it's not a very good place to start. Let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start. Mary the Brown Nose Guru. Why do they call them that? None of us here really are gurus. It was the kind of mascara that I would just use, on a day I didn't care. That reminded me of Violet in A Wonderful Life. What, this old thing? I just wear this when I don't care what I have on.